Hello and welcome. My name is Diet and thank you for watching my video. Today I will be testing out alcohol-based markers. Purchasing a new art supply is the funnest and easiest way to create motivation. I've been researching alcohol-based markers for several months, and while it pains me to fork out the cash, the payoff is well worth it. I decided to purchase a set of alcohol markers for a few reasons. One, they look fun to work with. Two, they're quick to use, there's nothing to prepare or to clean up. 3, opposed to water-based markers, they can layer and blend. 4, I want to begin upgrading and investing in my art supplies. So why did I choose the Ohuhu brand alcohol marker? Well, for a few reasons. The quality, my location, the price point, and the variety. First of all, the quality. I researched via YouTube many reviews. The majority of users claim that these are a great alternative to Copics. Now, Copics are the professional standard of alcohol-based markers. They're the top of the line. The brush tips on these Ohuhu markers are easy to use and can be pulled out and flipped around, and then you can use the other side of the tip once they're worn out. Location. So because I'm Canadian, I have to factor in shipping costs whenever I make an art supply purchase. Price point. For this particular product, it's a set of 168 colors. It came to $179.99, and that's Canadian. So that works out to about $1.07 per marker. Whereas in comparison, the 72-piece Copic sketch markers comes to $499.99 Canadian. So that works out to $6.95 per marker. The other reason I chose Ohuhu's is because of the variety within their color palette in comparison to some of the other marker brands that are out there. The only drawback I'm seeing so far is if a color runs out, I can't go out and purchase a single Ohuhu marker to replace it. I would actually have to buy an entire set. But I figure if I use a color enough that it does run out, it's worth the extra cash just to go and invest in a single Copic marker of that same color. The first and most exciting part of getting a new art supply is creating a color swatch. The Ohuhu set comes with color swatching cards that are already printed out, which is great. I found it helpful to reorganize the markers and group them by colors. Otherwise, it's just going to be too difficult to find each color that I'm looking for in order to swatch them. Another drawback is the color code labeling convention that they've used. It would be better if there was like a consistent system of denoting the hues and values. But thankfully the cap colors are very close to what the color looks like on the paper. Color swatching 168 colors took me close to 4 hours to complete. It was enjoyable though, so time just flew by. I purchased the Ohuhu marker pad sketchbook combo, which came in 2 sizes. I wanted to test layering and blending to see how these compare on the marker pads versus my sketchbook. I also found an aqua bee marker pad that was hiding amongst my supplies, which I purchased many months ago. So I tested that too. Why the same image? As you may know from my previous video, this image was taken from my DSLR of a flower that was growing on my balcony. I've transferred the image using a sheet that was covered in Conte onto the new marker pad. It's important to use paper that's designed specifically to handle alcohol-based markers. Otherwise, the page can begin to pile or rip as more layers are added. Hence why I purchased a sketchbook that's specifically designed to handle these markers. I learn well through repetition. I can see how the alcohol markers work and make adjustments to the application based on my previous attempts. I'm already familiar with this color palette, so I began choosing colors that I thought I would need in light, mid, and dark tones. Essentially, my previous painting acts as a baseline that I can work on improving while also experimenting with new tools. There's also the added challenge of trying to make this image better than the last one that I did. The transferred Conte lines are visible still, and the unfinished background complements this, whereas adding the dark background, well, you live, you learn. I shouldn't have added the background. It looks terrible. So again, I'm faced with the decision here to either continue and try to fix what I don't like, or just to park it and move on to the next. Overall, I'm happy with the outcome considering this is my first attempt at using alcohol-based markers. These are very fun to work with, and I strongly recommend purchasing a set to add to your art supplies. Whether you're creating an illustration or just need to add some color quick while developing concepts, these markers have that versatility. I've decided to continue practicing with the alcohol markers, so please check out my next video where I work on some more sketching. See you next time, and thanks for watching. Bless you.